Indeed, the internet, the social media, it has impacted very negatively in our African culture. How? Because the internet, the social media, is part of bringing what you may call cultural imperialism. Today, teenagers are watching sex, pornography, and it encourages teenage pregnancy. It destroys family values, that of respect between children and the parents. Also, it has undermined, the African values. How? Because the internet and the social media doesn't take into account a culture, the African culture, because in the past, in the olden days, our people used to respect or to be respected, but young people nowadays have no respect. It's very easy to see a 14-year-old child now, a hake indoda up straightway. Or a child is sus.
And what do you think about the positive impact that social media it has brought into a community? Let's look at things like marketing, because you notice that these days advertisers they usually target a specific group of people based on culture, based on age group, based on a particular location, and they target those people through social networks. What do you think maybe about the advantages it has brought to the business world?
No, from a commercial point of view, from a business perspective, I think it has got a lot of spin-offs because it facilitates quick decision making, but also it connects businesses, so we are able to draw lessons and also to understand the global market, the changes and the trends, and what is the new product on the market. So it has got an advantage from a commercial point of view, but its disadvantage, it has commercialized the African culture. That's why, for instance, business people will say, the adverts that says what is good for business is good for society. It means they equate interest in society, or they put business interests above interest in society. You see? Also, the disadvantage about internet and social media, it continues to undermine the social cohesion, because in our days our people they talk through Facebook, Twitter, and so on and so on, and that remove that interpersonal kind of a relation or interaction, which is anti-human, because as Africans we used to
sit around the fire and make stories and share experiences.
So, and that destroy now that institutional memory where we used to have stories and talk to each other and learn from those stories.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Look at how internet affects different cultures. With the development of the internet, exploring a culture can be done easily. If you like traveling to foreign countries, you can quickly search the net to know your next destination. You can also use the internet to learn more about the society and its beliefs. Information such as this is useful for you to avoid offensive acts.
Oh, what's up? Okay, so the internet. What we know so far is that we have social media, we have media extensions, whatever you choose to call them. They are intended to communicate with the outside world and people that are out of reach. So the intention for them really is to help connect with people, and I think it's a beautiful network extension thing. that's been created for us via technology. So, ladies and gents. My bad.
Okay, let's start. What do you guys think about the effect that the internet has on our culture as students, as a society, and as individuals? I'll start with you.
Okay, what I think is that it makes more communication easier, and people get hold of each other easier. Like, I reflect on the past. Like, if you think of the past, people are struggling to communicate, to get hold of each other. But now, since there are communications and technology and stuff, like, people are free to get hold of each other. Let's go to social networks. People just go on, call on Mixit, BBMs and stuff. People just use less, rates, yeah. They use less rates to get a hold of each other because they use SMSs, they use chats instead.
Marcus, what do you think about the effect of the internet on the society and its impact on our culture? Basically looking at political and social activism. What's your view?
Well, my view is that the way that the internet has actually kind of influenced us as human beings is that it has given a platform for everybody to have opinions and be heard and have their voices heard, and they can actually get engaged and be involved in so many things that occur in life or in the world in general. Because, like, an example would be everything that's been happening in the world, like on the news, the daily things we see on the news. People can actually see what, for example, what happens in Parliament, for example, what happens in with the government and everything, and they can not just only be informed about what's happening, but they can actually have a say as citizens of a democratic, liberal state, that you can call it. And yeah, basically that's that. And on more of a social basis is that it actually, since South Africa is a diverse country with so many different cultures, it actually allows for people to get to understand different cultures and different ways of doing things. Yeah, basically it's just about interacting and getting to be one with each other.
All in all, from our research findings, we have learned that the internet and social networks can be both an advantage